Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy is dropping bombs!
Perna. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. If that Teddy Roosevelt quote doesn't represent this team, I don't know what does. I'm going to give it another week, but how lazy do we look as fans if our game signs at the stadium say, "You can do it, Teddy"? We do not want to be called the Rob Schneider of fan bases.
You can do it!
What does that even mean, you can do it, Teddy? What can he do? Tear KJ Hamler's ACL? Because that's what happened right after the broadcast showed that lazy sign. We need to be better as fans to protect this team. Now, nobody thinks this Broncos team is any good except for Broncos fans. But call me crazy. I think good teams hold bad teams to 0 points. I think good teams allow just 8.7 points per game and don't turn the ball over. So let's enjoy this 26-0 win over the Jets and worry about the Ravens later in the week. Right now, Broncos, Jets, recap. Let's relive the fucking destruction of the Jets. That's good sports. Please, to keep the streak alive, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today's episode is sponsored by shakerandspoon.com/that'sgoodsports. Link below and use my code that'sgoodsports for $20 off your first box. Box of what, might you be thinking? Shaker and Spoon is a monthly cocktail subscription service that delivers 3 original craft cocktail concoctions to your doorstep in every box. Basically my own personal heaven in a box. Every Friday, I like to treat myself to a scotch, a bourbon, or a mezcal, but I don't like thinking about how to craft them into a perfect cocktail. Shaker and Spoon allows me to not think, as they provide truly unique cocktail recipes and the ingredients to make world-class, mouth-soothing spirits that I'd never be able to make if left to my own volition. They provide easy-to-follow recipes, all the high-class ingredients like syrups, bitters, garnishes, and things you never even heard of to take your plain liquor to the next level. This month, I tried the summer scotch box, and I'm thinking this is what I'm gonna get everyone for Christmas. So click my link below and use code that'sgoodsports at checkout, or go to shakerandspoon.com/that'sgoodsports for $20 off your first box. A massive discount just to wet your whistle. Yes, Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. Teddy Roosevelt shirts now available, link in the description. Teddy has many nicknames, but we landed on Teddy Roosevelt, even though I said last week Teddy Two Tugs was the name. Clearly a curse, since he threw 0 tugs this week. Teddy Tripod, since he stabilized the Broncos offense, but Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. They have this team at 3-0. But don't let my words convince you. Let the great Teddy himself lead the way. This was Teddy's audio in his post-game press conference, which will play under the Broncos' offensive highlights from this game. Inspirational.
The poorest way to face life is to face it with a sneer. There are many men who feel a kind of twisted pride and cynicism.
Check.
There are many who confine themselves to criticism of the way others do what they themselves dare not even attempt.
Look at this shitty pass by Zach Wilson. It's so shitty.
There is no more unhealthy being, no man less worthy of respect than he who either really holds
Garrett Bowles circa 2019?
or feigns to hold.
Garrett Bowles now?
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles,
Big Dick Decker.
or where the doer of deeds could have done them better.
Javonte Williams fumble?
The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again.
Tom McMahon?
Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls.
Cold and timid souls, the fucking Raiders. 26-0 is what happens when your quarterback is nicknamed after a cool president. Compare that to Zach Wilson's post-game presser, which featured Zach Wilson simply breathing into the mic too loudly, like Tony Soprano, for 20 minutes.
Panther game in week 1, you guys had the second half where things seemed to click pretty well. It obviously didn't go too well against the Patriots, but you're still able to run the ball. How does it kind of go from second half against the Panthers look really good?
The Jets QB and backfield, all named after lame-ass presidents. Wilson, Carter, Johnson. You've all been impeached by Teddy Roosevelt. Now the Broncos own the best margin of victory through the first 3 weeks. They have outscored their opponent 76-26, so Sunday, you could combine all of their opponent's scores and they still would have tied this game against the Jets. Look, who cares who the Broncos have beat, all right? Who cares how long it lasts? If you can't enjoy this in the moment, then why the fuck are you watching football? It's like not being able to enjoy your dinner because you don't think there will be any dessert, all right? Now, heading into the season, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. Everyone crowned them the winner of the NFC and put them back in the Super Bowl because of their easy schedule. An easy schedule is a good thing. It gives your team a chance to make a postseason run, or just to get to the postseason. And yes, the Broncos offense is leaving us wanting more, I'll admit that. But also remember, even as good as Teddy Bridgewater has been, this is a new system and a new team for him. Maybe he has a chance, along with the offense, if he can get healthy, to be a team that one day scores 30 points regularly. Until then, all I will say is safety is cool. Efficiency is cool. Teddy's completing 77% of his passes, has thrown for 827 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 picks. The Raiders' Derek Carr, by comparison, leads the league in passing yards. Yeah! With 1,203. And he has just 2 more passing touchdowns, but also 2 picks. The point, even though it looks a little bit different, both of those QBs are actually playing very well. Now, the last time the Jets were in Denver, the Broncos also shut them out, 23-0, with the steady hand of Trevor Siemian killing the Jets by way of number 14, Cody Latimer. Siemian also made the best/luckiest throw of his life to Demaryius Thomas to the front corner of the end zone. DT basically looked directly into the sun and said, "Cataracts be damned, make me blind, bitch, I'm catching this touchdown." Now the worst part of this game was the KJ Hamler injury. ACL torn, out for the season. The injury also looked horrible live. It looked like his knee might have popped in and out of place, but he was also on pace to have a big game. Hamler converted a 3rd and 9 in the first quarter, turning it into a 28-yard gain where he embarrassed the same defender twice on the same route. He juked him, then pretended like he was gonna fall right on his own face. That was part of the plan for KJ Hamler. And then the defender decided to chase Tim Patrick instead of continue to cover Hamler. It was a great play. Hamler, get well soon, my friend. And because of the KJ Hamler injury, the Broncos made a sneaky good signing, bringing in wide receiver David Moore off the Raiders practice squad. Now, Moore was with the Seahawks last year, where he had a pretty productive season, 35 catches and 6 touchdowns. But most importantly, this marks the first time that the Denver Broncos have had a true, and I mean a true, dance leader in the wide receiver room. Oh, this is a game changer. Noah Fant might have been more productive if he wasn't out there playing Iron Man football, playing both ways for both teams. Noah Fant, the tight end, and Noah Fant, the Jets' best lineman? Come Come on, Fant. Jets running back Ty Johnson was tackled by Alexander Johnson here. Johnson and Johnson. Weird way to promote the vaccine, NFL. Especially since Alexander Johnson is one of the few Broncos who is anti-vax, pro-plandemic. Now, I thought Malik Reed had a very nice game. Not quite Big Richard Award worthy. Big Dick Player Award is now Big Richard Award, by the way. But he had a few pressures, a sack, and a great stop on the screenplay in the second quarter here. Denver actually had a great series of plays that stopped the driving Jets. Patrick Surtain followed that with an incredibly timed pass breakup against Corey Davis, which led to the most Jets play of the game. The Jets get a delay of game penalty on the 56-yard field goal attempt, taking themselves out of field goal range and settling for 0 points. Only the Jets would get that penalty, and only the Jets would have a kicker they were not competent enough in to let try a 61-yard field goal in the Mile High City. 61 yards at Mile High is like 20 yards in New Jersey. So Denver entered halftime 17-0. Our halftime show is brought to you by taunting. The taunting penalties that occurred in this game did not affect the outcome. I'm not sure any of them this season so far have affected the outcome, but it doesn't mean they aren't really annoying. Also, I have a hard time believing Dalton Reisner, of all people, would taunt anyone. Where's the evidence, NFL? And don't show me this clip of Dalton Reisner taunting the Jets in the bottom corner of the screen. I know Dalton was actually teaching that man to be a better person, not taunting him. The Jets were flagged for taunting as well. Do you think either of these plays are worth a penalty? If you said yes, please have fun eating dinner at 4:30 p.m. today after you soup up your hover round, you old ass man. Speaking of old men, I do love that the Jets offensive coordinator is actually Zach Wilson's great-great-grandpa, Jebediah. This is what Zach Wilson will look like in 80 years when he turns 27. This game was really all about the defense. Sure, the offense wasn't too sexy. They scored all of the touchdowns in the first half, but they never once put the defense in a bad position. That's what's different about this Broncos team right now. We saw a defense feast on a young QB. Justin Simmons read Zach Wilson like the Book of Mormon for a fourth quarter pick. Caden Stearns, safety, who I never confused for Justin Stranad, also grabbed a pick, which iced the game, ensuring a goose egg for the Jets. That was Justin Simmons' 17th career interception, and the only safety in the NFL with more picks in the same time period is Kevin Byard, who has 19. Nice job, Justin Simmons. So right now, our big Richard play of the game is this throw and catch. Tim Patrick and Teddy Roosevelt. They shared the big Richard play award. Teddy throws a beautiful, beautiful sideline pass, perfectly placed, and Tim Patrick not only catches it inbounds with both feet, he taps his foot another time just to be safe. Yes, I have retired the Big Dick Player Award in honor of the more humorous Big Richard Award. I need some time to do a new logo, so give me a week or 20. The Big Richard Award goes to Alexander Johnson. Fitting. Leading tackler, leading sacker, and leading the kids to school safely as we witness the return of osteoporosis bus driver. Get the kids to school! It'll never be the dinosaur celebration, Alex. Now Johnson also batted down a pass in the middle of the field. One, I think he was surprised that was thrown so close to him. Johnson was everywhere. 5 total sacks in this game from the Broncos. I think I can bring back. The ball's back, sack attack. These boys don't hold nothing back because they love sacks segment. Malik Reed had a sack. Von Miller had a sack, 4th of the season for Von, a play where he was chipped twice and blocked 0 times. What tackle just gives Von Miller a shove and think that's enough? Oh yeah, the Jets tackle. I do have to say, Von, no dad on earth is allowed to have a rat tail. You're not Splinter. who is the exception. Although, wait, Splinter did raise 4 mutant turtles into respectable teenage crime-fighting boys. Maybe a rat tail is actually the secret to being a great dad. That and radioactive ooze. Shelby Harris had a sack, but sadly no batted balls. Zach Wilson thought he could slip by Shelby Harris. The same Shelby Harris that ran down Tyreek Hill last season. Welcome to the NFL, Zach. And our big Richard Award winner, Alexander Johnson, had 2 sacks. I'm not just high on oxycodone, I am high on the Broncos defense. Bring on the Ravens. Strength versus strength. The Broncos great against the run, Ravens great at running the ball. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Thanks for watching the That's Good Sports Broncos recap. I've got the best and worst of all of NFL Sunday up on this channel right now. The video's on the screen if you want to click and watch it. Click, 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 clack.